The allure and the risk cannabis in the modern age. Cannabis, once a fringe substance, has steadily entered the mainstream. Its legalization across many regions has increased its accessibility and social acceptance. However, this growing popularity comes with a crucial caveat. The cannabis of today is not the cannabis of yesteryear. Potency has skyrocketed, with some products boasting THC levels exceeding 60%, a far cry from the average 15% found in the past. This dramatic increase in potency directly correlates with the risks associated with cannabis use. The higher the THC concentration, the greater the potential for addiction, adverse mental health effects, and other health complications. Adding to the concern is the rise in daily cannabis use. Statistics show a steady increase, with over a quarter of users reporting daily consumption in recent years. This trend is particularly alarming given the addictive nature of high-potency cannabis. While not everyone who uses cannabis becomes addicted, the risk is significant and amplified by frequent use of highly potent strains. This escalation in potency and consumption underscores the importance of understanding the full spectrum of cannabis use, moving beyond the often touted benefits to acknowledge the very real and potentially devastating downsides. The normalization of cannabis use, particularly among young people, makes it imperative to approach this issue with open eyes and a commitment to informed decision-making. The following sections delve into the specific risks associated with cannabis use, providing a comprehensive understanding of its potential impact on the mind, body, and overall well-being. Unveiling the darker side addiction and its aftermath. Despite the growing acceptance of cannabis, it's crucial to acknowledge its addictive potential. Cannabis use disorder, or CUD, is a recognized medical condition characterized by the inability to control cannabis consumption despite its negative consequences. This disorder manifests in various ways, from an obsession with obtaining and using cannabis to withdrawal symptoms when not using. CUD can have a devastating impact on an individual's life, affecting their relationships, career, and overall health. Withdrawal symptoms, including anxiety, irritability, insomnia, and mood swings, can be particularly debilitating, often leading to relapse. The risk of developing CUD is heightened by several factors, the most significant being the amount of THC consumed, the frequency of use, and the age of initiation. Young people are particularly vulnerable to cannabis addiction as their brains are still developing. The adolescent brain is highly susceptible to the changes induced by THC, making teenagers more prone to developing CUD and experiencing long-term cognitive and mental health issues. The earlier the age of initiation, the higher the risk of addiction and other adverse outcomes. This vulnerability underscores the importance of delaying cannabis use, particularly until the mid-20s when the brain is more fully developed. Understanding the addictive nature of cannabis, particularly in its increasingly potent forms, is paramount for making informed and responsible choices about its use. The mind and body under siege, the multifaceted impacts of cannabis use. The effects of cannabis extend far beyond the well-known high. Regular use, especially of high-potency cannabis, can have profound and often detrimental impacts on both mental and physical health. Mentally, cannabis use can exacerbate existing mental health conditions like anxiety and depression, and in some cases even trigger the onset of these conditions. The emotional roller coaster associated with cannabis use can be particularly damaging. Users often report experiencing mood swings, irritability, anxiety, paranoia, and a general lack of motivation. This emotional instability can lead to social withdrawal, strained relationships, and an overall decline in quality of life. Physically, regular cannabis use can manifest in a range of symptoms, including respiratory problems, impaired memory and cognitive function, and an increased risk of cardiovascular disease. The withdrawal symptoms associated with cannabis cessation can also be physically and emotionally challenging, further perpetuating the cycle of addiction. The long-term effects of cannabis use on the brain are still being researched, but studies suggest a potential link between heavy cannabis use and cognitive decline, particularly in areas like memory, attention, and executive function. While more research is needed to fully understand the long-term implications, the existing evidence highlights the potential risks associated with regular cannabis use, particularly for young people whose brains are still developing. Safeguarding the future, a call for awareness and responsible choices. The increasing availability and social acceptance of cannabis necessitate a balanced and informed perspective on its use. While cannabis may offer certain benefits for some individuals, it's crucial to acknowledge and understand the potential risks, particularly in light of increasing potency and concerning consumption trends. Addiction, mental health issues, and physical health complications are all very real possibilities associated with cannabis use, especially when consumed frequently and in high doses. The developing brains of adolescents are particularly vulnerable to the adverse effects of cannabis, making it imperative to delay use until adulthood. Education and open dialogue are paramount in mitigating the risks associated with cannabis use. Parents, educators, and healthcare providers all play a crucial role in providing accurate information and fostering healthy decision-making skills among young people. Ultimately, the decision to use cannabis is a personal one. However, it's a decision that should be made with full awareness of both the potential benefits and the very real risks. By promoting education, encouraging responsible use, and prioritizing the well-being of our youth, we can help ensure that cannabis use, if chosen, is approached with caution and a commitment to harm reduction.